Egypt has dispatched its 43rd aid convoy under the Ziad al-Izza provision of honor from Egypt to Gaza initiative from Rafah to Gaza via Karam Abu Salem border crossing, despite persistent Israeli obstructions with many trucks turned back after inspections. Egypt has maintained steady aid flows via the Egyptian side of the Rafah border crossing. That comes as UNRWA warns of an escalating humanitarian disaster, revealing 1 in 3 children in Gaza went without food in the past 24 hours, with many forced into labor or begging. The agency demanded an immediate ceasefire. Meanwhile, the Egyptian Red Crescent, backed by 35,000 volunteers, has coordinated over 500,000 tons of aid since the crisis began. Egypt continues delivering humanitarian aid to Gaza with trucks carrying thousands of tons of food, medicine, blankets, and water. Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati has reaffirmed Egypt's unwavering stances on regional and global issues, stressing there can be no Middle East stability without a sovereign Palestinian state. Addressing the UN General Assembly, he rejected any forced displacement of Palestinians, warned of looming regional collapse under Israeli aggression, and urged greater humanitarian aid for Gaza. He highlighted Egypt's mediation with the US and Qatar towards a ceasefire, praised Washington's engagement, and called for a just peace rooted in international law. Abdulati underscored Egypt's role in Yemen, Libya, Sudan, and Somalia, defended refugee rights, and warned Ethiopia that Egypt will safeguard its Nile rights through legal means if necessary. Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati has discussed UN reform, regional crises, and the war in Gaza and the West Bank with the President of the UN General Assembly's 80th session, Annalena Baerbock. Abdulati congratulated her on assuming office, reaffirming Egypt's commitment to multilateralism and UN principles. Abdulati stressed the urgent need to restore UN credibility amid global double standards, highlighting Cairo's vision for Security Council reform under the Oswalini Consensus to address Africa's historic marginalization. Talks also covered peacekeeping, development, climate adaptation, migration, and financing reforms on Gaza. He condemned Israeli killings and starvation, urged a ceasefire, unhindered aid, and protection of civilians while rejecting displacement. He confirmed Egypt's plan to host a reconstruction conference. Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati has met UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly. He conveyed the greetings of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, praised Guterres' balanced stances, and reaffirmed Egypt's support for the UN's peace and security role. Discussions centered on Gaza, where Abdulati stressed the urgency of a ceasefire, unimpeded aid, and rejection of forced displacement, reiterating Egypt's call for a Palestinian state on 1967 borders with East Jerusalem as the capital. He announced Egypt's plan to host a reconstruction conference for Gaza. Talks also covered Sudan's stability, Libya's political process, and Egypt's mediation in the Iran-IAEA agreement. Both sides agreed to maintain close coordination to advance peace, stability, and development globally.